What's going on YouTube? Pistol Pete here. This video is going to be about defense. Personal protection, defense with with weapons, mainly knives, since this is a knife channel. And get real with it, and be realistic. We'll talk about it because I do see a lot of this nonsense on YouTube. A lot of the times. Maybe out of 95% of the people that post content about knife fighting have never been in a knife fight, will probably never be in a knife fight, and if they were, they'd shit themselves being in a knife fight. In my personal, in my lifetime, I've had a knife pulled on me twice, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna pretend to be a tough guy. I shit myself, not physically, but speaking in my mind, I was scared as shit when I got the knife pulled on me. Luckily, one time was at a bar. I was at a local bar near the house, and we're playing pool, and a guy pulled a knife on me when he thought I was cheating at pool. Luckily, I kept the distance with the pool stick and was able to smack the stick out of his hand, the knife out of his hand with the pool stick, and they broke it up there and kicked him out. Another time was we're getting a fight inside the bar, and I went out to the smoke area. I don't smoke or anything. My friends smoke cigarettes. So I went out there, and this guy was going to walk up with a knife in his hand behind him and try to stab us, me and my one friend. And we caught him before it happened. Luckily, one of my other friends carries and had a firearm on him. And that guy shit himself once he found out we had a firearm on him. He dropped the knife and ran off, all scared. We were able to keep his knife and everything else. So let's talk about it, about really being a knife fight. And it's we talk about this a lot. A lot of people talk about this on the channel, and I think Scab with Choir Boys Cutlery, I heard him speak on this a few times. Any knife, a sharpened spoon can be a weapon, right? A sharpened spoon can do damage. In the right hands, it could definitely be damage. But we're talking about maybe 3% of the population. These guys that do the content here. And I'm not saying I am. I'm not a knife fighter. I don't claim to be a knife fighter. I have no background in knife fighting at all. Would I use a knife in self-defense? In a last case scenario, yeah, my primary is always going to be my firearm. If something's going crazy and I see some guy, and as long as there's distance between us, and he pulls a knife on me and starts chasing me with a knife, this is what I'm grabbing first. I'm pulling this out, and I'm defending myself with this. If he's up close, even up close, I would try to pull this first before reaching for my knife. Because I think I can. Up close, I know there's a lot of debate on, when someone's up close within 6 feet in front of you, they could stab you before you can pull your firearm. But it would probably be to control his one arm and use this, or, pop, step back, keep my distance, and fire a few rounds first before trying to pull a knife. So I'm telling you right now, I'm a knife guy. I love knives. Knives are, I just love everything about knives. I'm a knife guy. At heart, I love knives. But when it comes to self-defense, this is always going to be my primary. My knife is going to be my secondary. So, this is if my life is in danger. I'm not pulling anything out at all unless someone's really not just threatening my life, because if I could defuse it by talking, if I could defuse a situation by avoiding it completely, then that's a different story, right? But I'm talking about if my life is really being threatened and the guy's charging at me with a knife or has a gun on him, and he's starting to pull it and fire at me, or he's chasing me down with a knife in his hand. That's what I'm talking about. That's when I'm using this first, and then we'll discuss what weapons we'll carry and be a little real about it too. Because a lot of guys talk about about buoys being fighting knives, and about big blades, with D guards and stuff like that. But realistically, when are you going to be really carrying something like that? You can always have a buoy strapped to your side and walk around to the store. People think you're a damn nut walking into Staters or to one of your local food supply places with a knife, big old buoy strapped to the side of you. And again, if something hits the fan, if someone's attacking a store they're not going to attack someone. Very rarely it's a knife. It's going to be used. We're going to be doing it with a firearm, right? So. I'd rather have a firearm against a firearm than take my chances that way than with a knife. But, in a self-defense situation, if say I get tackled and I drop my fire for some reason, I drop my firearm and the guy's on top of me and he's starting to grab his knife or his weapon, and yes, again, I'm going to reach for my knife next, and I'll deploy it and use it as best I can. So we're talking about that situation now. So for secondary defense, I'll definitely pull a knife. Now, which knife will I have? We're talking again about what would you use? Okay, again, like something like this, right? This would be great for defense. This would be great. I mean, it's this is the Frost Cutlery knife, and I mean for self-defense. I mean, look at that. It has the little knuckle thorns, has the skull buster, has the little fish hook back there on the back. I mean, it's solid knife, razor sharp. But am I going to be carrying this around all the time for defense? Will I ever have this on me out in the street? Even when I go camping, hiking, up in the mountain, I'm not going to carry something like this. I'll carry a fixed blade for processing wood and stuff like that. I'm not going to be thinking of defense, for one thing. And again, I'll have my sidearm, a firearm with me for up there for bears and bobcats. I'm not gonna try to fight a bear or a bobcat with a knife. I'm telling you that right now. But if I have to, of course I will. If it's jumping on me and that's all I can grab is my knife, then yeah. But first thing I'm grabbing is a 10 millimeter or my 357 Magnum, something like that, right? I'm not gonna be grabbing my knife first. But again, so this is something that unrealistically, yeah, this would be bitching for a knife fight, right? Which I would never want to be in. But if you are, this would be pretty cool. But realistically, you're not gonna have something like this, right? And that goes into even the big mega folders. They're, it goes to also comfort. Are you gonna always carry a big blade on you all the time? A big, like a cold steel? So we'll say again here, this. And I'm not gonna lie, I carry this. I carry this quite a bit, but the average person is not gonna carry a knife like this on them all the time. And, keep it. And then plus your local laws, you gotta check with your local laws and see what they have to say about that. I checked, I actually talked, because the laws here, I'm in California, and the laws here are very, it's almost to the officer's discretion. It really is. I've talked to 2 cops. I have 2 friends that are police officers in my town, and I have one actually in a local town in San Bernardino near me. And I've talked to both of those guys and asked them, and they kind of say it goes by also your moral character, right? So if you're a gangbanger with a felon and you get caught with this, you're going to jail for having a knife like this on you, and they're going to take this knife. Now, if you're an upstanding citizen, you have no record, you're clean, you're driving to work, and they pull you over and you say, yeah, it's my pocket knife and I keep it for defense, they might let you go. I mean, and especially if it's something like this and it's supposed to be, technically the big folder, as long as it's in the folded lock position, they say. But again, it's the cop's discretion. If the cop wants to say, hey, that's a dangerous looking knife and you shouldn't have that on you, then you can go to jail for having this knife on you. So again, it's to the cop's discretion where I'm at. I don't know about everywhere other places maybe are more lenient with that, but here where I'm at, the cop told me, he's like, it depends on where you're going, what the situation is, where you're at. If you're outside of a bar, you're looking for trouble, and they find this on you, you're gonna get in trouble. So and again, this is what I'm talking about. That was the Towel War, by the way. The Towel War was when I was showing you here, and by Cold Steel, and the same size would be the Espada. I also have the Espada here. And these are, and again, these I would carry. These I do carry, I should say. I carry these. So, and, when I'm driving to work, I'll take this with me. I'll put it in the height. And since they're so thin, they're not that bad to carry. They're not that bad. They're lightweight. They're a little bulkier. They are going to take most of your pocket. If you're wearing tight pants or, you're wearing workout pants, maybe this isn't going to be the good option. But you're wearing jeans or khakis or anything like that, these fit good. You can still fit something else in your pocket. They're not too bad. And then, okay, so let's go back to being realistic again, being real. The Espada XL. It's a bitchin' blade. Awesome for fighting, right? Different lengths and stuff like that if you have to use it. Close grip there too. You can grab up close in it, use it for that. Beautiful knife, strong, triad lock. All these have triad locks, all the Cold Steels, and these ones that I showed you. But again, to be honest with you, I carried this maybe twice since I bought it in the last year. It's just too big and too bulky in the pocket and sticks out everywhere, and it's a nice knife. But again, and you get pulled over, stopped with this, they're gonna be like, come on, man, why are you carrying that in your pocket? And especially me, I have my CCW, so there's really no reason for me to carry something like this in my pocket for defense. I don't need to carry something this big in my pocket. So for me, this is it's cool. I got it because I'm a knife collector and I love knives, and this is a bitchin' blade. Freaking awesome, but this is just my collector right here. I'm not gonna, for practical use, I'm not gonna carry this, Now, everyday carry that I would carry almost all the time, and I do carry all the time, more than these bigger ones here, are gonna be something like this one. I carry this one a lot, which is the Luzon, just the medium. I like this one a lot. It's small, it's light in the pocket. I mean, you could barely feel it. I mean, this thing is, it's super, super light, Really easy to maneuver, really easy to get to different positions. again, light in the pocket. This, even it does look a little scary, right? To the average person, this is a scary looking knife. But again, this I would still carry because it's light, it's easy to maneuver, you barely can feel it in your pocket. Great for that. This one, same thing, it's not as big, it's still a little intimidating, still a little scary to the average public. Cops still might give you a little bit of shit for this one. You know, this one here is the Spartan by Cold Steel. Really nice knife. I like it. I carry this one too a lot. A little heavy, I'll admit. This one is a little heavy in the pocket. It has a thick spine there. It's a little bit weighs your pants down. If you don't have a good belt, this can pull your pants down a little bit. But also carry this. But the other one is still a better option in my opinion, the Luzon. This one here is great. Even the cops I've talked to, I usually carry this one. The majority of the time I carry this one. This is the Voyager clip point. And this is just the medium, the regular. I guess they call this one the medium. So and this one's perfect. This one is great. Or you know, I believe this one's a large, and the other one's the XL, the bigger one. But this one is, I mean, this one looks like just an average. It's not so scary. It looks like just a normal. It's a little big. It's a little on the bigger side, but it looks like a normal average knife. Not too aggressive in the look of it. Awesome blade, super sharp. You know, all these have great metals. I'm not going to go over it. You can see my reviews on all these individually. Go over the metal and size and everything else on them, but we're just talking right here about defense and stuff. But this one right here is perfect for everyday tasks and for defense. You still got the long enough blade and you know, to defend yourself with. It's a 4.5 inch blade, and it bitchin' blade. Love that one. You know, and again, like something like this, I wouldn't carry because the size of it. And even though this is, in my opinion, these are all my opinion, right? You know, none of these are facts. You guys can say what you want. This is all my opinion, right? You guys have your own opinions on what you think, and whether you agree with me or not, it's fine, totally fine. It's up to you guys what you want to do, what you believe. But this is my opinion and what I believe. So, in my opinion, this is a little too intimidating. I mean, I shouldn't say a little too. This is intimidating. You know, something ever happened and you had to use this freaking knife, this the Luzon large. I mean, they're gonna put it in court, and if they have to see you pull this out and say you use this, they're gonna be, why the hell did you have a damn damn knife like that in your pocket? You almost like they're thinking you're looking for trouble with something like that, right? And I mean, if you use this, it's actually, it sounds funny to say this, but if you use this in defense, you have more of a chance of getting off of using this and just doing 1 or 2 shots and getting away with your life and just saying, yeah, I was defending myself, something happened, the guy attacked me, he pulled his gun on me, then pulling this big ass knife and stabbing the guy 3 or 4 times to stop him. Blood's everywhere, and they call something called jury shock too, that the jury sees this big old massacre with this big knife, and you disembowel the guy or something, and right there you have jury shock, and that doesn't look good either when you're in court and stuff like that. So again, you got to watch out which knives you carry and which ones you're going to use if you're thinking about using for defense, right? And you know, a lot of people talk about defense knives and stuff like that, but you know, and again, like I said, knife, I would never. And if a guy's, you know, hey, pull out a knife, you're a knife guy, let's get a knife fight. Hell no. I mean, if a guy starts attacking me with a knife, I'm going for the firearm, you know. Like I said, go to crazy. It's called crazyshit.com and look up knife fighting. It's freaking brutal. Hell no. I'd rather get shot. That's how it looks. I mean, it's, you know, fingers and limbs hanging off where people are still trying to swing at each other, and it's no thanks. So being realistic, right? We're talking, you know, you could talk, you know, badasses you want to talk about a blade or whatever, this and that, but when it comes down to it, I mean, it's for your life. Yeah, it doesn't matter about being a badass or being, you know, I'm still a knife guy, but don't want to get in a knife fight, you know, type of thing. So I just want to touch base on that a little bit because, like I said, I did see a video a while back with Scab with Quiet Boys Cutlery, and he kind of says the same thing, right? And any knife is a defense knife, any knife. There's better ones than the other ones, but again, it's my last line of defense, really. You know, it's really going to be my last line of defense. If all else fails, I'll flip my knife out and defend myself. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because it did, like I said, it does come up. I do see people talking about, you know, knife fighting in videos and stuff, but the reality is, man, it's crazy. You know, to get a knife fight, like I said, having someone I've never been in a knife fight, thank God, but I've had knives pulled on me, and I was able to defend myself without killing them or having myself get stabbed or killed, and I've been lucky in that chance. Like I said, 2 times in my life I've had knives pulled on me, and thank God nothing ever happened. But you know, and I've had friends that actually been stabbed and they're in hospital, critical condition, stuff like that. They've been stabbed with screwdrivers. I've had friends stabbed with, you know, obviously knives, and put in the hospital for a while and have gnarly scars. And thank God there was nothing too serious. But you know, it's no joke. It's no joke when it comes to that stuff. But All right, just wanted to, like I said, I wanted to do a quick video on that, on defense, and get real with you guys about what my opinion on knife fighting and defending yourself and out in the real world, you know, and just, you know, spread a little bit of what I think and what my local laws tell me and things like that. A little bit of knowledge in that, and that's it. All right, well, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next knife review.